Hello, everyone. RBG Kimkid here, back with some more Digimon Survive. Okay, I'm just gonna hit the next button so we don't see that effect, because that was bugging me. In the previous video, we saw the wrathful ending, and now we are on the truthful route, which, obviously, as you can see, Rio's alive, everyone's alive. We're actually on Chapter 9. And the reason why we're on Chapter 9 right now is because this is where actually things change up the most. And it changed up so significantly, I think it's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to start from here. We're not at the beginning of Chapter 9. Majority of the beginning of Chapter 9 was pretty much the same. And actually, all the chapters were pretty much the same once everyone was still alive. There was just some new added dialogue every now and then, which wasn't too important in my opinion. But I did write down some of the significant stuff like I'd done in the past. So, first things first, in Chapter 1, there was a chance that Minoru and Rio could be grabbed by Dokukomon. It just all depended on how you answered, like, a question or answered a thing if you talked to them. So, they could have been grabbed either way, and then you just wouldn't be able to use their partner Digimon in the fight for it. But anyway, so Chapter 3, obviously the big main one, pretty much ended the same, It was all the way down there. We got to the fog. We got to that point where Rio was about to be grabbed by the fog. But before he got grabbed by the fog, Rio realized that his mom was dead because, that's who he was seeing in the fog. He's like, oh, that's my mom, but she's already dead. And there's nowhere place for me anymore. But Kunemon hit him, and it was able to prevent him from being grabbed by the fog. So, and then he started becoming back to his real self in a way. And that's what set us up on the truthful route, which now our karma doesn't really matter. I think it only matters with how Agumon digivolves. And I think that's all that matters, but it obviously doesn't matter right now type thing. So, and then Rio starts warming up to Kunemon. Chapter 4, they mentioned, they talked about some of the dialogues, talked about Rio and a little bit more about the fog, like what the fog's all that, but with the fog and all that stuff. But it was mostly just the same. Kunemon actually digivolved into Flymon during our first battle, which was against the Palmon, Patamon, and Baihumon when we were in the amusement park. So that was fun. And Rio understands and starts liking Kunemon more, which is great. And that's really all the new stuff that happened in Chapter 4. Chapter 5 is where more new stuff happens. So yeah, it was basically the same thing. Chapter 5 was when we're making our way in the underground tunnel area. And that's when, where we got caught in Arukenmon's trap. So, it pretty much played out the same way. Shuji, started hitting Lopmon and, got the black fog. But then Rio went up to him and tried to save him. And while he was under the influence, of Rio tried to save Shuji before that bit too, when he was like going, oh right, I'll be the sacrifice, And then after Shuji started attacking Lopmon, we chose to be like, oh, let's go run up to him and pull him down, and hold him down. That's actually what happened in Chapter 3 as well. Takuma, Minoru, and Kaito, once Kunemon, snapped Rio out of it, we all ran him, charged him, and tackled him down. But before we were able to tackle Shuji, Rio ran up to him and he hit him, kind of similar to what Kunemon did to him, saying that what Rio basically says is you're obsessed with your dad, and this obsession is what's doing this, kind of similar to what his obsession with his mom was like. And then we were actually able to fight Mega Seedramon that time, so yay. Shuji apologized to Lopmon, saying that Shuji saw his own weakness inside Lopmon. But Lopmon was actually stronger than him. And this resulted in Lopmon being able to digivolve into Tsuruimon, his champion form. And if you want to, you can digivolve Lopmon into Wendigomon as well if you really want to. Chapter 6, that's when, where we meet up with the professor again. Well, actually, it was more so at the end of Chapter 5, where we met up with the professor again. So yeah, if you remember the conflict for Chapter 6 was basically the whole Minoru can't trust Falcomon because what if he turns on them like how Lopmon did to Shuji, but obviously Shuji's alive. So how this whole thing starts was they noticed the black fog coming from Lopmon when Shuji was hitting him, and that's how the fight started. Minoru was basically thinking that any of them could become a traitor, and that's what starts the divide between them. So I think it's so loose, you know, but again, they've been talking more so about the fog in this route and the grabby hands, the black grabby hands. So that's maybe why. So they're talking about all that stuff. Again, pretty much plays out the same way. Besides that beginning part, the main thing is like, oh, like, you know, and the professor, I think, mentions like, oh yeah, how your hearts are towards them affects them too. I think he mentions that in that chapter. Yeah, so then that's when so chapter 6 is the first time that you can start having your party members Digimon digivolve into their ultimate forms. And that's what happened. Kurimon digivolved into Jewel Beamon, and Lamon digivolved into Antilamon. So, yay! I'm actually, you know, I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm actually kind of glad that I'm starting this chapter, or starting back here on the Truthful Route a little bit earlier than I have before, because I was actually going to show you guys the Mega Evolutions of the characters anyway. I know I should have done that with the other ones, but it's not that big of a deal. Chapter 9. So, Chapter 7 played out the same, basically. You know, that's when we went to the enemy base. Nothing too major really changed there. Chapter 8 is always going to be the same, because that's when we're back in the normal world. Nothing can really change from that. And then Chapter 9, which is where we're at right now, it starts off with Ryo and Shuji talking outside of the school, and they're talking about, like, leaders and such, and they're saying how Takuma was really the one that fit the role of the leader, and they have to wait for him to come back to, you know, and they're like, for now, we'll hold down the fort until he comes back. And then during the free time, you know, we meet the professor in the shrine, and he's talking about the murals in there. So Shuji was also helping with him, and as a result of that, he actually learned that the master was being held down by 4 god Digimon, which I've always mentioned this before. I think I mentioned this in all the other murals that we've seen, because we've always seen the 4 gods, but he was able, with Shuji's help, he was able to decipher more of the mural than he was by himself on the other routes. You know, the 4 gods that represent north, south, east, and west. And then we were like, oh, let's go talk to Digimon, and that's why we're here. And we kind of just got done talking about them. And Digimon talked about that they're called the sovereign monsters, the sovereign Digimon, the 4 sovereigns. And that their power has weakened over time with the master and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So now he's like, we gotta go find them. That's basically our mission right now, is to go find the sovereign Digimon. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now. We fight one of the sovereign Digimon at the end of this chapter. That's why we're doing this. Luckily I had a save beforehand, and I didn't beat him at all. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait. So I think this was a good spot. I honestly could have started from chapter 9 if I really wanted to. But I feel like starting like at this point right here is really good, because like I said, majority of the stuff in here is actually fairly the same. So, I mean, I'm going to skip everything that I can skip. I feel like majority of the stories from going forward now is actually going to be somewhat different. There might be similarities. Like, I think in chapter 10 we will probably be going into the library somehow, but then we'll also fight a sovereign Digimon. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, let us continue.
このままじゃあの手の化け物が入ってきちまうぞ。
抜け道とかそういうものは
あればとっくに使っておる。外へ通じる穴なぞここには。
あるよ抜け穴。前にタクマさんたちを落としたやつ。
And see, look, they actually realized that they had the trapdoor. I think they realized this as well in the if we were going the truthful, or if we were going the morale route as well.
マジか？また落ちんの？今はシノゴの言ってる暇はねえ。さっさと行くぞ。
ジジモンさんや戦えない子たちを巻き込めないわ。 とにかく力を避難しましょ
よし、ジジモンさんや小さい子たち順番にこの穴に入って。
急げ、もう扉も持たねえぞ。
早くみんなこの穴に入って。
And see, now Digimon also survives as well because Digimon also
タクマ、
went down into
あとは
the
誰が残ってるんだ？
trapdoor. I think
Sakito Miu
last time Digimon was like, "I'll hold them back," type thing.
天井が崩れて。サキとミュウが孤立する。
See, Shuji and
君が入ってきやがった。
Ryo are still here, so
Oi,
they'll
Isuge,
go save
yabezo.
Mio and
よし、
Mio,
Boku
not
ga
Mio,
Miu-chanのところに行こう。
Miu and
タクマ、君は
What's
この
his
穴
name?
に敵を近づけないようにしてくれ。わかりました、シュウジさん。じゃあ。
たく仕方ねえ。先は俺に任せろ。
ありがとう、二人とも。後で落ち合おう。ミュウちゃん、大丈夫かい？
ありがとう。
気にしないでくれ。まったくカイトはこんな時に限って先に行ってるんだな。
お兄ちゃんを悪く言わないで。
ああ、すまない。さあ早く行こう。霧がこっちに来ないうちに。
霧が
あぶねえ。次こっちだ。
Oof. Yeah, see, Saki was about to be grabbed by the fog, but Ryo saved her, so there we go.
危なかった。りょうサンキュー。もう少しで霧に飲まれるところだったよ。
気にすんな。それより早く脱出しようぜ。
At least those two, Saki and Miu, are safe. Alright, now it's my turn to escape.
たくまくん、よかった。これでみんなが揃った。
ミノルがいないみたいだけど、あいつは？
周囲を見回ってる。大丈夫よ。
そっか。ひとまず一息つけるかな。
そうでもねえよ。ここもいつまで持つかわからねえし。
あまり後ろ向きなことを言うもんじゃない。今は前に進む方法だけ考えよう。
けどよ、ここから脱出する方法もなくなるかもしれねえし。
修二さんの言う通り、後ろ向きになっても仕方ないよ。
そうよ。今は気を強く持って動揺しないようにしなきゃ。
そうは言うけどよ。ほら、やばいぜこの感じ。
Like Ryo says, we have no idea how long we can stay here. We have to do
いい
something.
ぜ、来るなら来いってんだ。やってやろうじゃねえか。
やけになってはダメよ。勢いだけじゃどうしようもないもの。
葵くんの意見に賛成だ。ギリギリの状況だからこそ冷静に行こ
来やがったか。
う。いや、別の方向からだ。考えてみたらここの出口も遊園地の中だったよね。そっちからも敵が来たら
挟み撃ちに遭うかもしれねえってことかよ。どうするんだよ、おい。
落ち着け。敵が二手に分かれているなら、僕らは相手が合流しないうちに片方を集中的に叩く。みんな一旦散開して敵の狙いを外すんだ。敵の足が止まったら片方を全力で。
この状況でバラバラになるのは危険すぎるわ。誰か一人でも敵に捕まったら。
でもよ、このままだと全滅だぜ、葵。修二の言う通り。いや待て、ここは。
おーいみんな。この声、ミノルだ。こっち来てくれよ。敵もいないようだし安全だぜ。
そういうことなら。たくまくん。
ああ、みんな移動しよう。
一体。
壁に穴が開いててさ、それを怪しいなって思って調べたらここに繋がってたんだよ。でもジジモンも知らないのか？
わあ、わしも初めてじゃ。
たくま、ここ前に来た時
Finally right here.
変な
Yeah, I
感じが
remember
した
that.
とこだ。
そういえばそんなこと言ってたな。何があるかわかるか？
わかんないけど、すごく強い気配はする。強すぎてビリビリくる。見た感じ敵の気配はないけど。
Stick around here. The enemy's bound to catch up with us. Keep on going ahead.
敵が迫ってるんだ。とにかく進もう。いいのかよ。この先にだって敵はいるかもしれねえんだぜ。だったらなおさら急がないと。後ろから来る敵と合流されたらまずい。おう、まあそうか。どっちにしろ挟み撃ちされるならこのまま進んだ方がマシだと思う。みんな進もう。
開けた場所に出た。みんなこっちだ。
Ooh, this looks very much like the bottom of the enemy corpses are scattered all over the place Minoru led us to. This is very much like the
なんだこれ。
眷
bottom of
属
the thing.
だよな。え、誰かが倒してくれたってこと？
いや、こんな場所はわしも知らぬ。一体誰が来られるというのか。
じゃあここに散らばっているやつは誰が倒したものなんだろう。
わしらではないのは間違いないの。この数を倒す力はわしらにはありません。
待て待て、そもそもなんでこんな場所で敵が戦ってたんだよ。みゆきは俺たちを狙ってたんじゃないのか？ジジモンも知らないような場所に何があるんだよ。
Hidden place even Digimon didn't know? Secret even he didn't know
なん
about?
て都合のいい話があるわけないか。
あ？どうしたタクマ、真面目な顔をして。
Why so serious?
やばい、敵の残党が追いついてきた。
はあ、どうせそんなことだろうと思ったぜ。とっとと倒すぞタクマ。
Alright, let's go. Okay, not that many can be added. Ooh, this is definitely a new setup too. Wish I could move Agumon where Drachmon was, but oh well. Not that big of a deal. I think a Terra Force should still be able to hit them both. Or hit all three of them.
おー、グレイモン。
Ah, no, it won't, but it could hit. There we go. The one thing I really hate about this, about fighting these guys, is they are always, they always have a different weakness. So they're weak to light. I have no one that's weak to strong against that's light. Earth, I think I have a couple. Fire, so Terra Force would have been perfect against him. Same here. I really hate that. I really hate that about these. They're just random the entire way through. They have no set, like, oh, well, they're no, like, oh, this one will always be somewhat susceptible to, you know, such and such, such and such. Like, I hate that. That's the one thing I really do hate about the Kenzokus. Yeah, see? And I'll say this too. So, I've been hanging out with Shuji because I want Baihumon to become Mega, so I need to get his affinity up to 70 in order to become Mega. Shuji did get better, but holy shit, his first impression just left a sour taste in my mouth. It's like no matter what, I'm not gonna like you. Like, you've gotten better. Don't get me wrong, he's gotten better, but like, I am never, ever, ever, ever going to like him at all. Like, he got better. I'm like, okay, you're not as terrible. You're still like, you're not as terrible. So it's like, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, I'm never going to like him. There's nothing in this world that's gonna make me ever root for Shuji in any way, shape. Like, maybe not, root's not the right word, but it's like, there's nothing that's gonna make me go, oh yeah, Shuji's so good now. Like, it's just always going to be a bad taste in my mouth with him. Oh boy. Oh dear God. Maybe I shouldn't have brought these guys. I should just stick with my regular megas. Like, everyone that has a mega form anyway. I also feel like they should have gave me more. Like, they should have gave me more Digimon. Why they only give me 3 Digimon to put out? Like, that's so stupid. Bye, Dual Beamon.
私を本気にさせましたね。どう戦うべきか。貸しだからな。限界を超えろ。
僕の番だね。
おっと、俺の番だな。
That's the best I can do. Oh my god, this fight fucking sucks.
おっと、俺の番だな。
僕の番だね。
What are you weak to? What's your shit? Light, huh? But you'll actually take somewhat decent damage against everything else in a way. I mean, you'll be resistant, but it's not terrible.
おっと、俺の番だな。しょうがねえな。
Oh, come on, just get healed.
僕の番だね。怪我を治してあげるね。いくぞ
おー、グレイモン。おっと、俺の番だな。しょうがねえな。どう戦うべきか。おっと、俺の番だな。強くなる約束だ。どう欺いてあげましょう。どう戦うべきか。どう欺いてあげましょう。どう戦うべきか。どう欺いてあげましょう。私を本気にさせましたね。どう戦うべきか。
All the way back.
限界を超えろ。
よし。
be coming after you, don't worry.
僕の番だね。
おっと、俺の番だな。
僕の番だね。
おっと、俺の番だな。
僕の番だね。怪我を治してあげるね。
おっと、俺の番だな。
僕の番だね。いくぞー。
Ah, maybe I should have gone with someone else.
グレイモン。
What was your... What are you, like, weak to? You're more so weak to light. I don't really have a Digimon that does light for you, but oh well.
おっと、俺の番だな。強くなる約束だ。どう欺いてあげましょう。
Fuck you, Jesus. Thumbs up. We repelled the enemy, but we still don't know if it's safe here. We also don't know what there is ahead. Should we go check it out?
もう少しだけ付き合ってほしい。
はいはい、わかりましたよ。お前ならそう言うと思っていたぜ。おい、また追っ手が来たぞ。追いつかれる。
こんな場所にこれだけ多くの敵が来るとはの。この奥にはきっと何かあるはずじゃ。
なんかビリビリ来る感じがどんどん強くなってるよ。
ひょっとして敵の当初の目的はこっちで、私たちはたまたま居合わせたついでに狙われてる。
おい、考えてる場合か。来るぞ。
承知しないわよ。
Oh boy. Reach a goal or all enemies die. Dracmon, Labramon, Falcomon dies. Okay. Oh, I don't even get a choice to pick anymore. Okay.
よし、俺が行こう。
You're weak to water. None of my people have water, but you're fine to everything else. Weak to wind. Falcomon can digivolve into wind. You're weak to wind, so I'm definitely going to just have Falcomon go this way. Not that I need to beat all the enemies. I just need to get to the goal, but I might as well also get some of the treasure stuff that's here too. Oh shit, I forgot to check out these guys over here. Light. Oh yeah, Anubismon has light. So Anubismon could probably work on that one over there. Light. Light. Earth. Fortunately, Agumon does not have any light, but... Can I see what their moves are? I cannot. I might as well just run to Wargreymon. Wargreymon's still probably the best one to do out of all these guys, so...
番だな。強くなる約束だ。
Yeah, I would recommend not going down the truthful route as soon as you can. Do what I did and go down the truthful route after you've done all the other routes. If you played this game.
私の番ね。
The Newsmon also has some pretty high movements as well. So.
行きましょう。
Let's see, you went to water. Oh, right. Wind. Okay, so yeah, the Newsmon's actually going to be more helpful here than anywhere else. One. I'll attack this one.
私がやろう。
どう戦うべきか。
I was hoping to do a counter. Because that for sure would have killed that one if he did a counter. There might be a way I can maybe get the Terra Force off on all three of them. We'll see.
私がやろう。
Ah, you're the one that's leaking water.
アンジェレーション。
どう戦うべきか。
Go for two. There probably was a way I probably could have gotten all three of them, but... Counter. Damn it. Nah.
"私がやろう。ほっ!
どう戦うべきか。
最善手。
どう欺いてあげましょう。意外な顔をしないで。
I wish those items healed a little more. I totally get why it doesn't, but I wish those items healed a little bit more of, your stuff. I might as well use them. I'm never going to do another playthrough of this game anyway. Not that there's anything wrong with this game. It's just like once you do 4 playthroughs and gotten everything. I also need to remind you guys I am technically, like, these fights are on the easiest, I believe, so it's like, what the fuck.
最善手。
Yeah, I don't think I would have done this if I didn't have their megas. If I didn't have their megas, I would have not done this. I would have gone to the exits.
アンジェレーション。
どう戦うべきか。
その動き。
Get off us! Yeah, I was like, with that assist, maybe I'll be able to kill it. Lo and behold, I did.
どう欺いてあげましょう。
私がやろう。アンジェレーション。
どう戦うべきか。
Boom. Nice. Woo! Oh dear God. Won somehow. There's still some enemies left. I have to beat them. Huh? What the? Floor's shining. Something that's happening here.
魔法陣のような絵が浮かんでる。これって一体。
あの量の剣族は一撃で強っ。
我の眠りを妨げるもの。おや、人間の子供もいるのか。
It's Baihumon!
あなたは。
珍しいな。こんな場所にやってくるとは。50年ぶりの人間。いや、数百年ぶりか。ではどれ、ホフルとするか。
ちょっと待ってください。
ちょっと待って。
ただ追われ。
待て待て。いや
入者は排除
This
す
is
る。
who Labramon would digivolve into, is my guess. A Mega, he's going to be weak to wind. Sovereign Protection Steel. Raises damage dealt by Earth attacks 2 ranks. Prevents all stats abnormalities and stat reductions. Congo. Okay, well, I'll definitely need Falcomon then. And he's a data type, right? Yep, he's a data type, so I definitely want Dracon then. And Gallantmon. Agumon will become his Mega form in this fight.
なんと無謀な者たちだ。
よし、俺が行こう。絶対に勝つんだ。
I think he's for the West? I honestly don't know. When it comes to the Sovereigns, I do love that their whole deal that they have in Season 3. But I, for the life of me, can't remember if that's what they become in, or if I don't know if they're North, South, East, or West for whatever.
グレイモン。
Both of them? There we go. Get both of them out of the way. I'm just gonna have you move. I'm not going to evolve you yet. You're going to be the main damage dealer. You can digivolve. And I'll actually have you take care of the one in the back. Because you have a better movement than, you have better movement than Jewel Beamon, so... Oh yeah, so for his talk, he increases the chance, critical chance and damage boost, so I'll definitely do that when we get closer. I forgot what Antilamon's was, so... Oh, forgot to check to do the talk. Okay, next turn you're going to Digivolve. I always forget about the talk stuff.
なんと無謀な者たちだ。
Oh my god. Damn, I forgot to do the talk. Well, I'll move, and then I'll talk to Kaito. Kaito, you may be tough, but don't let down your guard. Yeah, I ain't gonna screw up here. It's been so long, I have no idea what voice I gave Kaito. Show them your brutal power, Baihumon. You've got it.
さ。なんなんだあいつは。
It's tougher than any battle we fought before. Our spirits might break.
あいつ
Only
の
if we
協
convince
力
him
を
to
得られ
help.
れば
Oh wait.
これから先どんな相手でも負けやしない。そして必ずこの世界と僕らの世界を救い出せるはず。だからアグモン、ごめん。ここでくじけるわけにはいかないんだ。どんなに辛くても、たとえ勝てなくても、自分から負けを認められない。そうじゃないとお前の故郷、この世界を守れっこないんだ。
その通りだよ、タクマ。僕らは絶対に負けちゃダメ。その強いタクマの気持ちと僕の気持ち通じ合っているから。これ体が
アグモン、
なんか変だよ、タクマ。体の奥がドクンドクンってして痛いよ。でもなぜか気持ちはとってもワクワクしてる。これってタクマの強い気持ちが僕に流れ込んでるの。
まさか進化か。
ダメだ、タクマ。もう
Whoa, Greymon!
Whoa, Greymon!
Whoa, Greymon!
タクマ、待たせたな。アグモン、その姿。違うんだ。もうアグモンじゃない。タクマの揺るぎない信念。そう、信念がウォークレイモンへと導いたんだ。ウォークレイモン。驚くのはそこまでだ。さあ、あいつに立ち向かうぞ。
Alrighty. I hope he doesn't one-shot us.
なんと無謀な
Okay. Thank God, that's all I wanted. Was not to get one-shotted. Fucking close, though. And bye, Baihumon. Baihumon. Thumbs up.
ほう、なかなかやりおる。もっと我と戦おうではないか。
まずいぜタクマ、
さすがにもう一回戦うのはきつい。はっきり言って。
けど向こうはその気だよ。戦うしかない。
そこまでです、バイフーモン。彼らの力は十分に分かったはずです。
Oh, hello.
でも彼は一体
Yeah, he's
他にも
totally a
生存者がいたの
survivor.
か。
それに彼らの中に因縁を持つ者もいます。
そうだな。ここまでにしようか。
Byako. Yep, see? Byako Ghost. That's who Baihumon's based off of the
とりあえず
ancient deity of
助かった
Byako.
のか。
だと思うけど。
バイフーモンとはまさか死生獣の。このような場所でお目にかかるとは。死生獣、つまり主を封じている4体のうちの1体。
正確にはあの方の従者の一人にすぎません。私たちは朝廷の命により乱世に備えるためこの世界へと使わされたのです。そう、神獣の力を得てその力でもって日の本を治めるために、そのために私たち5人は生贄として捧げられた。
そうか、そういうことか。
いまいちよくわからねえんだが、おとなしく話を聞いておくべきか。
I think Byako is
だと思う。
east? Or is he
今話
west?
を聞いておこう。
ですがその力はあまりにも強大で恐ろしいものでした。私たちの仲間の一人ハルチカはその力に飲まれ暴走してしまったのです。だから私と仲間は力と引き換えに人の心を失いました。そしてハルチカを縛るためこのバイフーモンと共にここにいるのです。
Oh, so it's Haruchika the Master?
それも限界が来ています。あなたたちが来たのは
Providence.
天佑かもしれません。
限界が来るってどういうことですか。
あの霧のことです。ここにいてもあの霧のせいでこの世界が少しずつ崩れるのを感じます。いいえ、世界だけでなくこの世界にさまよう魂も崩れ
Oh boy.
消え始めています。それはきっと私も例外ではありません。
つまりこの世界の崩壊の影響を受けてこの世界を守っているあなたたちも限界が来ている。
ええ、そうです。私が消えるのも時間の問題でしょう。
この世界の崩壊がきっかけで全てが狂い始めたのだとすれば、つまりこの世界を正せばみゆきも取り戻せるということなのか。
みゆき、
僕たちの仲間の一人です。今は主に取り込まれていますけど。
そう、彼女は今主に取り込まれて僕らを生贄にしようとしているんだ。
奇妙な話ですね。取り込んだ人間を仲間として使うなどありえません。いや、そうか。ハルチカは彼女を使って最後の願いを叶えようとしている。あのように危険な願いをまだ諦めていないのか。
Don't quite get. If we borrow this person's power, maybe we can get
お
Miyuki
願いで
back.
す。みゆきを助けるために僕たちに力を貸してください。
Want to save the wilds.
僕たちの世界もこの世界もどちらも救いたいんです。そのためにも みゆきはどうしても助けたい。だからお願いします。
その願いしかと受け止めました。
じゃあ
ならば他の死生獣にあってあなたたちの力を認めさせるのです。ここは西の祠。あなたたちの力は十分に分かりま
Ah,
した。
so you are the West. Okay.
残りは東と南、そして北になります。死生獣の力を使えば主を正気に戻すことができましょう。
死生獣の力。
あなたたちが私とバイフーモンを知ったことで春地下を抑え込む力が少し戻ったようです。ここはもう安全でしょうが、他の祠への襲撃はより激しくなるでしょう。
ここよりも激しいのか。
Oh, right. This is something else I kind of forgot to mention. So, I think it was more so. Yeah, it was more when we were helping the injured Digimon around the amusement park area. We talked about how, like Shuji mentioned of like this is weird. Why are they? There's no humans here, so why would they be, attacking this place? So it's like, oh, maybe they're looking for something else. So, I believe this is the something else that they were looking for.
結界の力が弱まっているのは北、東、
North,
南の
east,
順
and
です。
south in that order.
今や
So we're going to the north
具
one
体
next.
的な祠の所在は分からなくなりましたが、霧が立ち込めていればそこが目印となりましょう。
霧を目印に北、東、南。
うちもうあんまり覚えられないかも。
You'll have to because you're
私も
gonna be a sovereign. Same with
大丈
you.
夫だ。僕
You're
が
not.
覚えておく。
にしてもややこしい
You
な。
will. And same with
バー
Aoi.
ッと集まってくんねえの？
力が弱まっているってことだから難しいのかも。
あとはあなたたち次第です。
なんだ、どうなってやがる。
私たちが成し得なかった対岸をあなたたちに託します。
Alright, bye, Ghosty. Aoi's Labramon has unlocked evolution to Baihumon! Okay, so that's how it works. That's awesome. When we came to, we were outside. Not only that, all the enemies have disappeared. Not only that,
ない。
all the fog is gone. The area is calm.
たくま、俺さ、正直言うと全員無事に出てこられるなんて思ってなかったんだ。ミユが助かったのも俺自身が無事なのもみんなのおかげだ。俺一人だったらとっくにくたばってたさ。だからなんだ、みんなにもだけど、みんなの中心にいるお前には特に感謝してるんだ。
カイト、なんだか素直になったね。
はあ？この俺が素直？意味わかんねえよ。
Oh, jeez. Never thought I'd see a cute side of Kaido here. Oh. Everyone seems hopeful about getting back home alive after what we just discovered. Yeah, we can all go back. Us, Yuki, every one of us. Alright, let's go find the other Sovereign Masters ASAP. Alrighty, guys. That's gonna do it for this. Oh, fuck. Still on auto. That's gonna do it for this part of Let's Play Digimon Survive. In the next part, guys, we will continue this chapter. I'm just gonna fast forward through all this because this is obviously the same stuff. I'm pretty sure I can probably fast forward through this stuff. And there's probably stuff I can fast forward to, but as soon as we get to like new stuff, which will probably be like pretty soon, that's what we'll do. We will straight up do the new stuff. So yeah, now we have, yeah, everyone's at least close to 60. I'll probably hang out with Saki, Kaito, and Aoi next time I get to like we're all at 60. But the point being, what I'm talking about, here we are. Yep, and there's Baihumon. Can't get him yet, even though Saki has the ability, or Labramon has the ability to do that now, right? Yeah, see? And it looks to be our best one. I mean, Umasmon doesn't have really any weaknesses. But he's like super weak to, you know, win, but other than that, it's pretty fine. And it has the lowest movement speed. Pretty much has a higher speed, but has a super high defense or special attack and physical attack. Like it's almost 200 more. Physical defense is definitely it's about on par with Plutomon there. That's still a little bit better, barely though. Well, the special defense one's not, but either way, it's pretty good stats all around. But yeah, like I said, I probably just skip through this stuff. Maybe until we get to the free action, or maybe even after the free action stuff. We'll see. It all depends on how I'm feeling. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. Guys, if you liked the video, please give that like button a click. And comment down below what you like about the video, didn't like about the video. And let me know, guys, what do you think of meeting Baihumon? And who do you think the next one is? I think if they go by that and we go north, south, northeast, and south, I think that was the order they said. We'll be going to the north one next, even though I think... Although this is chapter 10 and we go into the library, and I think the library is actually to the south of us. Actually, it's more so to the east of us, but this was the west, so maybe we'll do the... I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And as always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. And subscribe to my main channel too, that's in the description below. As well as follow me on Twitter, both my main Twitter, the RBG, Kim Kid Twitter are in there too. Thank you all so much for watching once again. And I'll see you all next time.